What's good, everybody? It's your brother Mad Black, the most dangerous and the most toxic black man on the internet, and I am black up in your face again with some more pro black commentary. So, I honestly can't believe I'm actually talking about this now, but I do think it does fit within some of the themes that I post on this channel. So, what I'm going to be talking about is, very recently I posted on my Facebook page an image and a caption about the actress Pamela Anderson. And what it said was, after Pamela Anderson appeared at a fashion show with no makeup on and, no, not, the typical Hollywood makeover, people have been calling her the most beautiful woman ever, right? And I kind of made the joke saying that people need to stop because they're being a little over the top now. But I want to get a little bit deeper into this subject here as far as like beauty standards and, especially the way it's done here in America. So, first and foremost, if unless you're a child or a teenager during the 90s, a lot of you probably don't know who Pamela Anderson is. Okay? When when I talk about Becky on this channel, that's Pamela Anderson. Like, she's like one of the quintessential Beckys. Pamela Anderson is not just a white woman. Back during the 90s, she was the white woman. Okay? She was the epitome of beauty to what white people think beauty is. Just uh, bleach blonde hair, a bunch of makeup, the injections in her lips, and big fake titties, and no hips or no ass whatsoever. Okay, that she was the epitome of the white woman. Okay, little squeaky voice and all that, and she became very popular on the show Baywatch back during the 90s. That it was a show about lifeguards. It was one of the dumbest shows ever. It made no sense. I remember trying to watch a couple of episodes back then, and even as a teenager, I'm like, what in the hell is this show? It's just eye candy. People just want to see these girls run around in bathing suits with their boobs bouncing, right? So, that's how the 90s were. But like, she was like the top tier or top shelf white woman back then. She was even involved in a relationship with the drummer from Motley Crue, Tommy Lee, and they were like, a big time Hollywood couple at the time. And they even had a sex tape back when that was new. They made a sex tape that got released to the public, and all these, pornographers made money off of it. I think they made some money off of it too. They don't want to admit it, but it was a big deal back then. Because nowadays everyone has a sex tape, but back then that was rare. Because, like I said, we were still in the age of VHS. Even though the internet existed, it wasn't the internet of today, where you can see everything and anything all the time. All right, so that's kind of like the backstory on Pamela Anderson. But over the years, we haven't really seen much from her. She hasn't done much acting. She claimed that, she was abused by Tommy Lee, and he also gave her hepatitis C. So she had kind of faded from the public eye. So I guess over the last couple of years or so, like right before COVID, I guess she announced that she had been cured of hepatitis C. Like, she took some sort of miracle cure or some miracle treatment, and she's been cured of hepatitis C. And I guess she's trying to make a resurgence and try to reinvent herself as just someone that does cooking shows and maybe some hosting here and there, but nothing, not like the career she had before. And I also forgot to mention she was a big time in Playboy back in the day. Okay, she was known for showing those big fake titties in Playboy and some movies here and there. Okay, so she's very close to that pornography world altogether. But now she's kind of tried to reinvent herself as just like, your average white woman. And very recently, she likes to go out in public, and she doesn't she doesn't wear makeup anymore. And I think the white media is trying to almost reinvent the beauty standard for white females, because I think about this. When we were growing up in like the 80s and the 90s, the over processed, over makeup, injection, all this, fake plastic stuff put into your body, that was kind of like the epitome of white beauty when I was growing up. And, as a counter to that, most of us black people, especially black males, would say, our naturally beautiful black women is what we want to see. That was something that we looked up to, or most black men with sense anyway. But over the years, I've known there's been like a switch. It's almost like now a black woman who is the most processed, who has the BBL and the wigs and the weaves and the contacts and all this makeup caked on her face, like that has become, they've tried to make that the black beauty standard. And white women have been moving more towards the quote unquote natural look, which is whatever they consider to be natural. Because to me, when I look at Pamela Anderson, she looks like a regular, almost 60-year-old white woman. I see those types of white women all the time when I shop at like Target, and it's not a turn on to me. It's just, they're just white women walking around shopping. It's nothing special, right? You can go to Hobby Lobby, Joann's, a supermarket, Target, go to the mall. You'll see those types of white women all over the place. There's nothing special about them, right? And that's what I see when I look at Pamela Anderson nowadays. But now they're trying to say like that is the epitome of beauty nowadays. That now they're all of a sudden now they're saying natural is a good thing. Now, when black women were natural or black people were praising natural, that wasn't the beauty standard. When we were looking at more natural women with their natural black hair and not wearing a whole bunch of makeup and having a nice curvy body without the plastic, without the BBL injections, that was considered not a good thing back then. But now all of a sudden they're trying to change the definition of what beauty is. And this is why I always say that when living in this society, you have to be careful when you look at their celebrities and the people that they want you to look up to. Judge your own standards on your own. You know what I mean? Like don't use them as a litmus test of how you should look. Don't look at these celebrities and think, oh, I have to look like this celebrity or that celebrity, or I have to wear this type of makeup or this type of hairstyle or whatever. Because most of it is just a waste of time. You're never going to be able to achieve that anyway because you're not in Hollywood 24/7, right? And a lot of that is image. They don't look like that all the time. A lot of times, if you've ever lived in an area where there are a lot of celebrities, like I've lived in South Beach in Miami, so I used to see celebrities all the time. They don't look like that all the time. That's just how they look when they go to these certain events. So, but like some of you people, like some of my listeners might be in California and you might see celebrities at the grocery store, right? They don't look like they look on TV. And that's because, like I said, that whole look of Hollywood, that's an illusion. That's not real, right? So don't base your life based on these so-called beauty standards, because they're going to change them on you anyway. So now that, they've told you for damn near 2 decades that being over processed and having a whole bunch of makeup on and getting injections, that was the way to look like how Pamela Anderson looked in the 90s. Now all of a sudden they're telling you she's the most beautiful woman because she doesn't wear makeup and she doesn't show off the implants, and she just wears frumpty dumpty white woman dresses. That now all of a sudden that's the beauty standard. You see what I'm saying? So they're going to change up on you as soon as you start trying to keep up with them anyway. So there's no point in trying to base your life on what they set as the standard. You see? And I think, in my opinion, black people do too many destructive things to themselves, both the men and the women, trying to keep up with the standards set by entertainment and Hollywood anyway. I think that's if I can say there's a flaw within black culture, is always trying to keep up with the Joneses, or trying to keep up with white people as far as like the fashion and all this other stuff that means absolutely nothing, right? And a lot of times it gets to this point where black people are the ones that make these fashion lines and these, you know, production companies popular because we put it in our music and we wear it everywhere and we say, yeah, this is the cool stuff to have. Like we make things cool. We make things cool that don't even really matter, but because we're we're popular in ourselves, we try to we bring these companies along with us and add credence and credibility to them that shouldn't even be there. So, let me know what you think about this in the comments section. Overall, I obviously don't think Pamela Anderson is the most beautiful woman in the world. I don't know where they're coming up with that. That's hyperbole. That's going way overboard there. Okay. She looks like just your average white woman that you can see shopping out at Target somewhere. There's nothing special about her. All right. There's plenty of black women who have reached that age, almost 60, who are way more beautiful than she is, and tons of black women around the way that are way more beautiful than she is. Okay? So, you folks let me know how you feel about this commentary in the comments section. I very much like to hear your opinions on this. Mad Black, and I will be back on my foot on a devil's back.